Bring us right up to date. Are you where you want to be at this stage?
Yeah, so far so good. I've been, I feel healthy. As you can see, I'm in good nick. I'm not carrying any excess fat. I've been on my diet since mid-January. I've been making sure that everything, all angles are covered. So come fight night, I'll be physically in the best possible position I can be in.
You think I was obsessed about your weight. I'm always asking you about it, but you were just over 15 stones last time. What do you think for this?
I don't know. It's one thing I've done. I'm not too fussed about what I weigh, as long as I'm achieving the targets in the gym, which I am. As long as I feel healthy, as long as I'm sleeping well, then I think my weight's irrelevant. I'm not going to start stuffing my face trying to bulk up to a certain weight. I feel quite light. I feel light, but I feel powerful. I feel stronger than I've felt before. I feel healthier than I have before, and I feel in a good place.
The train's rumbling overhead as ever in this gym, but you say you're sleeping well. Carl Froch, I was talking to him, an old pal of yours. He says quite often before a big fight he has dreams about the fight. He gives his girlfriend a little jab in the ribs sometimes because he's imagining he's in the ring with his opponent. Do you get anything like that?
No, I don't really, not really. No, to be honest, I don't really. So I daydream more than anything. When I'm before a session or while I'm training, I'm focusing about what he's doing. But other than the training, I try to switch off from the fight. Otherwise, you can actually drive yourself mental, and you probably won't sleep. If you're thinking about fighting, your adrenaline starts pumping, your heart starts pumping, you won't be able to sleep. So I focus about it when I'm in the gym. Outside of it, I tend to switch off and focus on other things to try to wind your opponents up.
Aside from touching gloves there, how come he didn't hit anything today? No bag work. You stopped sparring already?
Yes, I've done a lot of sparring already, but today was a little arm circuit I had to do. I've got to make sure we've such a few days left to go. I can't start changing up my training routine. I'm punching, I think, tomorrow, so. I don't want to start messing up the routine, but I did a little workout there, a little bit of shadow boxing, so yeah, I'm in a good place.
Okay, fair enough. But what about the old verbal sparring? I mean, Vladimir had quite a lot to say. We saw him in Austria last week. He was saying, David, wear that T-shirt again. I mean, he always wants to tell you what to do. Are you going to wear that T-shirt again with the brothers' severed heads?
I've actually gone one better this time around. I've actually developed an iPhone game, David Haye's Knockout, and you can see me knocking off a big Eastern European's head in that game. It's selling well on the iPhone store, and here you go. Here's the image of it. He didn't like the decapitated heads, right. So now he's got this. He's got you can see me punching it clean off there.
It's very tasteful.
Very tasteful. So if the decapitated T-shirt upset him, knowing that there's millions of people around the world playing this game, isn't it really upset him?
Okay. Stewart, Emmanuel Stewart, as trainer though, says you're so quiet because you've suddenly realised you're in a bit too deep with Vladimir Klitschko. What do you think?
I'm focused on training. That's it. Now the game's out, I don't have to worry about it. Everyone else is going to do the promotion for me now, and I can just focus on the fight and focus on taking him out. And I'm exactly where I need to be. As I said, I don't need to go out there and promote the fight. The fight sells itself. Back when I was doing a lot of the other, as I said, verbal sparring, it's when I wasn't the champion. It's when I was trying to get my name out there. Now everyone knows who I am. I'm the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, and the fight sells itself.
Okay, fair enough. But do you think it reveals anything about Vladimir that he's having to kind of try and up the ante and try and motivate you?
One thing I've noticed about Vladimir is he's doing a lot more than he usually does. Normally, he's the most unentertaining person you can probably feel, but this time he's been actually quite entertaining. He's been quite funny. Normally, I think he's changed his personality. I think he's done some personality lessons or whatever, and he's tried to get his way. He's very concerned about what people think about him, about his personality, and want everyone to like him. And I couldn't care less, to be honest. I just want to make sure I knock his head off. That's it, literally, just like that.
You're good doing the sales pitch, fair enough. But talking about Emmanuel Stewart, he had very nice things to say about you. He said, David Haye has got the moves of Sugar Ray Leonard and the explosiveness of Mike Tyson.
Doesn't bode well for his boy Vladimir, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Mike Tyson's power, Sugar Ray Leonard's speed. It doesn't bode well for him. And I think Emmanuel Stewart knows that if his boy isn't on form, then he can get taken out early. So I'm pretty sure Emmanuel Stewart's going to be down his throat every day, telling him to really come out strong. Because if he comes out his usual defensive self, he's going to come unstuck real quick.
Okay. You haven't been shaking his hand, but how are you going to avoid hugging Vladimir frequently throughout the fight? Is that going to be important, avoiding clinches?
It's going to be tough because he's got such long arms like an octopus. I've got a remedy. When he tries to grab me, I've got something up my sleeve for him. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to use any deodorant for 3 weeks. for the fight.
Brilliant. But it's going to be, I mean, what do you expect him to do? I watched him a bit in sparring. He didn't do a lot more than throw the jab, the occasional right hand, the odd uppercut.
Like
I mean,
fights, right?
well, exactly, yeah. I mean, but do you expect him to maybe try and do something a little bit different?
Yeah, I expect him to come out a lot more aggressive than usual. I expect him to throw his right hand a lot more than he normally does. But, you know, I've got a remedy for that, and you have to tune in July 2nd to see me decapitate him.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe going to be more of a fight than a boxing match. This potentially, that's what we hope for.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. You know, I can't stand off long range of him, expect to out jab him. You know, that's his game. That's what he's done his whole career, and that's what he's successful at. So I got to bring him put him in a dogfight real quick.
Okay, fair enough. Finally then, I mean, he was happy to talk to you via Sky Sports News from Austria. You've got anything particularly you want to say to him down the barrel now, down the lens?
Come and fight, Vladimir. Come and have a tear up. Don't worry about your jab. Don't worry about grabbing me. Come out, hold your feet, and swing them hands, and let's go to war.
Great stuff, David. Always a pleasure talking to you. Nice to shake your hand too. Yeah. Good stuff. But yeah, David Haye doing his little message to Vladimir via Sky Sports News, but of course very soon they'll be doing it face to face in Hamburg.